Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family. Because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling.
What if I told you that a single morning in China's entertainment industry has shaken millions of fans across the globe? Yesterday, Liu Yunning, one of the most talked about stars of the moment, was caught personally escorting Zhao Lusi to her film set. And just a few steps away, William Chan was already there. This isn't just another celebrity sighting. It's the beginning of a story so intense, fans are calling it a movie within a movie. It was early morning when the city was still wrapped in silence, and the studio gates were bathed in the first light of dawn. At exactly 6:30 a.m., a distinctive black SUV approached quietly, its sleek frame reflecting the dim glow of street lamps. Out of the driver's seat stepped Liu Yunning, dressed in understated simplicity, but carrying an undeniable aura that instantly drew attention. He moved with calm confidence, not as the dazzling star who often commands concert stages, but as a man with a purpose. Moments later, the passenger door opened, and Zhao Lusi emerged. The sight alone was enough to ignite whispers that would soon become a wildfire across the internet. What captured the hearts of onlookers was not merely their arrival, but the manner in which it unfolded. Instead of allowing assistants or staff to manage the moment, Liu Yunning himself walked to her side, opening the door with deliberate care. It was a gesture so intimate, so natural, that it seemed to transcend the ordinary courtesies of celebrity life. Observers noted how he positioned himself slightly in front of her, as if instinctively creating a shield between Zhao Lusi and the growing buzz of cameras around them. His hand, placed gently yet confidently on the small of her back, guided her through the gates. It was a movement brief in time, but heavy in meaning, one that conveyed protection, familiarity, and a quiet kind of devotion. To the fans watching through the lens of paparazzi photographs, these seconds became extraordinary. Their proximity, their easy rhythm as they walked together, and the unspoken comfort in their body language told a story beyond scripted lines or staged appearances. It was not the stiff posture of colleagues posing for a publicity shoot. It was something softer, warmer, as though they had long grown accustomed to moving in step with one another. For many, it was the first glimpse of a bond they had only ever speculated about, suddenly brought into the open under the morning sky. The power of this moment lay in its simplicity. There were no red carpets, no official press releases, no elaborate fanfare. And yet, in that still hour of the morning, one man's choice to drive and personally escort a colleague transformed into an image of tenderness that resonated with millions. For an industry often dominated by carefully constructed narratives, this unscripted act felt startlingly real. It carried with it the weight of authenticity, something rare, something fans crave, and something that no publicity campaign could fabricate. By the time the photographs circulated online, the scene had already grown into legend. Supporters interpreted it as proof of a long-rumored connection, while skeptics debated whether it was a calculated move or a genuine display of affection. Regardless of opinion, the undeniable truth was that this single arrival, quiet, understated, yet charged with emotion, set the stage for everything that followed. It was more than just two actors entering a workplace. It was a moment that blurred the boundaries between personal life and professional image, leaving an impression that no camera flash could ever fully capture. Just as the delicate image of Liu Yunning and Zhao Lusi walking side by side began to settle into the minds of those who witnessed it, the story took an unexpected turn that no one could have scripted. Already inside the studio complex, William Chan had arrived long before dawn. Known for his professionalism and his dedication to every role, he had chosen the quiet hours of early morning to prepare for the day ahead. By the time the first cars rolled into the lot, he was already seated in his trailer, revisiting scripts, rehearsing lines, and setting himself in the mood for what was meant to be another day of filming a romantic sequence with Zhao Lusi for their much-anticipated drama. The atmosphere shifted the instant word spread that Liu Yunning was personally accompanying Zhao Lusi to the set. For the crew members and staff, it was as though two different worlds had collided. On one side was the carefully constructed image of William Chan and Zhao Lusi as the screen couple, a pairing polished and promoted through countless interviews and marketing campaigns. On the other side was the sudden, unscripted presence of Liu Yunning, whose actions hinted at something deeper, something unspoken yet powerful. Those who were present described the moment with words like charged, unsettling, and electric. The air seemed heavier, as though every passing second carried the weight of unspoken questions. How would William Chan react when he eventually saw them? Would there be acknowledgement, confrontation, or simply silence? No one truly knew, but everyone could feel that something was about to shift. To the outside world, William Chan's presence added a dramatic layer that made the entire scene resemble a film unfolding in real life. Fans and commentators could not help but draw parallels between fiction and reality. The actor playing the on-screen love interest, watching as another man, equally admired and adored, arrived with the same woman by his side. The irony was almost poetic, and yet it was fraught with real emotions that no camera could fully capture. It was this juxtaposition, the scripted romance of William Chan and Zhao Lusi on screen against the unscripted intimacy of Liu Yunning and Zhao Lusi off-screen, that transformed a routine filming day into a cultural event. In those fragile early hours, what began as simple preparation for a scene had turned into the opening act of a story that would ripple across social media and captivate audiences worldwide. The moment the photographs and first-hand accounts began to circulate, the internet transformed into a battlefield of emotions and interpretations. Within hours, what had been a private exchange at a quiet studio entrance became a public spectacle, dissected and debated in every corner of the digital world. Hashtags multiplied across platforms, and the names Liu Yunning, Zhao Lusi, and William Chan dominated trending lists in China and beyond. The speed at which the story spread reflected not only the global fascination with these stars, but also the deep emotional investment of their fans. Supporters of Liu Yunning and Zhao Lusi seized upon the images as long-awaited proof that their favorite pair might be more than friends. To them, the tenderness of his gesture and the comfortable way she walked beside him were undeniable signs of affection. Fan communities began celebrating, creating montages, writing heartfelt posts, and even producing fan art that reimagined them as a destined couple. It was as though years of speculation had finally crystallized into a moment they could point to, a fragment of reality that aligned with their hopes. But for those who had been captivated by Zhao Lusi and William Chan's on-screen chemistry, the emotions were far more conflicted. The film had been marketed heavily on the strength of this pairing, with countless promotional interviews and glossy photographs, reinforcing the idea of a perfect romance. For these fans, the sudden intrusion of Liu Yunning into the narrative felt like a betrayal of the dream they had been sold. They voiced disappointment, frustration, and even anger, demanding clarity from their idols. What made the situation even more volatile was the sheer scale of participation. It was not just dedicated fan groups arguing their sides, but millions of casual viewers who were drawn into the spectacle by the sheer drama of it all. Reaction videos, parody skits, detailed analyses of body language, all flooded the digital landscape. In less than 24 hours, content under related hashtags accumulated tens of millions of views, and every new angle of the story seemed to deepen the divide. Yet beneath the noise of celebration and outrage was a shared truth. People were emotionally engaged. Whether they felt joy, shock, anger, or intrigue, they cared. And it was this intensity of collective attention that elevated a fleeting moment at a studio gate into something larger, something capable of shaping reputations, influencing box office prospects, and even altering the course of careers. The internet had exploded, but in that explosion lay the undeniable proof of just how much power a single unscripted gesture could hold. Insiders later revealed that Zhao Lusi's regular driver had fallen ill, leaving her without transportation that morning. Instead of using studio resources, she reached out to Liu Yunning. That choice alone speaks volumes about trust and comfort. Some see it as proof of a deeper bond. Others wonder, was this a spontaneous act of kindness, or a carefully timed gesture that coincided perfectly with the first day of filming? For Love Ambition, this drama could be both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, the off-screen intrigue could supercharge publicity, drawing more eyes to the film. On the other hand, it risks overshadowing the story itself, transforming a carefully planned romance into a real-life love triangle in the eyes of the public. Executives, Lawyers and publicists are already in meetings, discussing strategies. Industry veterans say this might be one of the most significant behind-the-scenes developments in recent years. But let's pause for a moment. Beyond the gossip, what does this mean for us as fans? It reminds us that celebrities are human, with genuine emotions and choices that don't always fit neatly into PR strategies. It shows how a single act of kindness, driving someone to work, can ripple into a global storm of speculation. And it makes us reflect. Are we drawn more to the films themselves, or to the human stories behind them? As of now, neither Liu Yunning, Zhao Lusi, nor William Chan has made an official statement. But one thing is clear. This chapter is far from over. Whether it turns into a heartwarming love story, a professional challenge, or simply another unforgettable moment in scient history, the world is watching closely. So what do you think? Was Liu Yunning's gesture a romantic signal, or just a friendly favor? And how will this affect the future of love ambition? Thank you for watching today's Update X24H story. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest drama from China's entertainment world, make sure to hit subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss the next big update. Your support keeps us bringing these stories to life. Once again, thank you. And stay tuned because the next chapter is always closer than you think.